Which camera? Which camera?
That's funny.
On this part, I don't know.
Oh. It's been quite a while. So, the reason I was late is because well, I'm not late, if we're honest. Is that I was waiting in Kaiser because a dude said that he was going to sell me a microphone stand. And he's like, yeah, I'm free after 7. I was like, well, cool. I will be there. I will be on Kaiser after 7. And then it was like 7:40 and I was in Kaiser and I was like, hey, so, soon? And he was like, yeah, I'll be here all night. I was like, cool. How about an address? Nothing. Just blank for like 30 minutes. So I sat in a parking lot just like waiting, looking at my phone. And finally I gave up and I was like, well, never mind. I gotta go home. And then he's like, oh, sorry. But then I was coming home, so.
We don't even want your microphone. Was it a stand? We don't want your microphone stand anymore.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, never mind. We do want it. If you would be so willing to give it to us still, please.
I'm gonna go. I'm just still soaking in the compliments from the beginning of this podcast. Like, I'm gonna go off of that all week. Nobody's ever accused my face of being symmetrical before.
You and me both, kid.
Okay, something's up, but I don't.
Hey guys, it's been quite a while. We've probably nearly a month.
Yeah, I know. All three of us were under attack. That's what I felt in our own ways, and it was interesting to see. Yeah, I encountered a ton of discouragement last week from probably 5 different places.
I don't know how deep to go into things if people are going to hear all this,
Yeah, for me, I've been having some side effects from medication I've been taking. And so it makes me, some of the listed side effects, and because I've been feeling them. So it's like, what are the side effects for this medication? And then we're looking at it, and some of them are irritability, anxiety, increased anxiety, stuff like that. And it's like, the other day, I had to turn off everything that was around me as I was driving because I was getting worked up, and I think I was having a full blown panic attack because I didn't pull over, but I felt like I should have. But I was like, but that's not me. I don't do that. But I've been feeling very anxious, and everything has been getting under my skin. Everything Shayla does, the kids do, other people do, and so I know. As a Christian, regardless of whatever side effects I'm having from a medication, I still need to respond in a Christ-like way. But it's something it's very interesting to have to deal with when I feel like that's not me. And then when other people point out well, that's weird, Joey, that's not you. I've never heard you say something like that. And then I feel more anxious about feeling anxious. And it's it's not me.
And Colin, you've, done all sorts of cool stuff at least since the last time I've talked to you. I've been kind of out of it. But I've wanted to, because I've seen, what's been going on, and I want to connect on it, but also I've been kind of skirting the didn't really want to start conversations because I didn't want to 100% give myself to them. I wasn't really ready for that, and so then I just didn't at all. But I am very proud of what you've been up to and excited for you.
Yeah, I was able to go to Fresno, which was cool.
Dude, the Frank Caliendo thing.
Yeah.
I was just grinning ear to ear the whole time.
Yeah.
I think we probably you and I were sat on my bed in middle school or high school and watched Frank Caliendo.
That was just icing on the cake. I had just gotten back from Fresno, and then I was just on TikTok and scrolled across his live, and he invited me on.
Wow. So it wasn't even planned. He got notified that you started watching it, or what?
Yeah, because when a friend joins your live, it's yellow or gold. It's their name calling your mom joined. And then I was telling him to do some impressions. I said Jerry Lewis, do do Christopher Lloyd.
You messaging on his live.
What was also cool is I could see you were like a little bit Star Trek struck,
Yeah.
which is like completely understandable and like cool because like I get to see you like being excited, but I can tell you were just like a little like
Yeah, because you could definitely see that. It was cool to see like you were a fan live, but it was also like you also were able to hold and still be funny and different things. Like because he laughed at you and different things, and you guys actually had conversations.
Right. Right.
Frank Caliendo now has an impression of you.
I know.
It's not his best impression, but hopefully, I think it can get better.
Yeah, it's just the look of me,
Yeah, he did the laugh a little bit.
John Candy on Helium.
Yeah, you should try to get on Kevin James's Netflix show because it's not funny.
It's not.
But maybe one, you'd get to work with Kevin James. Two, maybe they're desperate. 3, maybe you could make it funny.
That's true. 4, Canaan Brothers.
We got an offer to be on another award-nominated podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to their episode. This most recent episode about heaven and the DC universe is actually a really good episode, I think, to get in on because they sort of go off the wall and don't do their normal thing and end up talking about themselves a lot, so you're able to sort of see who they are. They're Canadian, so 1 strike down against them, but they're award nominated, by like the podcast community. They're up in like 5 categories, and apparently they also have like their production company for podcasts. This is just one of their podcasts, and they have like several podcasts and people that they produce and things like that. But
wow,
they're up for several awards, so that's cool.
Again, like Kevin James, they must be so desperate.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, well, if they, when they say love the podcast, that could just be tossed out there, but...
Oh yeah, totally. I choose to think it's because of my edits of the snippets of our podcast where I edited my rant about WandaVision. I'm pretty sure that's what sold them. That in my mind.
I did see that they had a WandaVision episode.
Really?
I did see that. So that might have been the tie-in. Though they said something about, we know you guys are all about movies. I'm not sure where they're getting that. Is that just because we have studios in our name?
Oh, wasn't there a topic where Colin asked us about film?
No.
And just how it's impacted our lives.
But we've talked just as much. I feel like we've talked just as much about music and TV and stuff.
But you hear what you want to hear.
What if it's one of those things where they misunderstood who we were, so they asked us on?
That would be
and then we just...
awesome.
They think it's someone else entirely.
I feel like those guys would totally just go with it.
Because we could even video, especially if we were all together, which might make it easier. I don't know how they do it, but we could still video our side, and because then it could be behind the scenes. If we we'd obviously ask them for permission, but can we video our side? Because a lot of what we do is our mannerisms and our physicality with how we laugh or the faces we make when someone else does something stupid.
And we try not
and so it'd be fun to
step on each other when we're talking.
Yes.
He said as he interrupted Joey.
We try not to interrupt each other too.
We interrupt this podcast episode to give you a read-through. The names have been kept the same for the safety of everyone involved.
Wait, do I have to consent to being recorded again?
Everything's consensual now.
Well...
We are recording you're going to see some behind the scenes of a script we've had in the works for a long time. Just sort of a little parody, a little joke about trying to do stand-up comedy during the midst of COVID. I have an Oreo in one cheek right now, so if I sound funny, or if I sound really good, let me know. I'll just do that every week.
So, Colin, while you're pulling that up, how you were talking about how you would want us to potentially improvise a little bit with this. How strongly of the improv were you going to want?
Just working off of the beats. So if we just figure out the beats, then
Were we supposed to be reading this thing?
I don't know. I feel unprepared for this.
Okay. I thought when you posted it last that
I would have read it.
was a revision, yeah.
I gave myself away there. Why don't all of this blah blah blah? Why don't we go starting with like where we all pop on the screen?
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Ooh, can I do narrator as well?
Yeah, sure.
Computer screen glitches as Joey and Nathan pop onto the screen in their own individual boxes.
Oh hey.
Hey, you seem fine.
What was the emergency?
Oh no emergency. My computer's just running 27 different tasks at once because I wanted to see how hard I can push it, and it actually impressed.
So, no emergency.
Why do you keep doing this?
Well, I beckoned you because I've been writing some new stand-up material.
I'm in bed.
I was just about to start a wife with the movie. I was just about to start a movie with the wife.
Keep it PG.
It'll only take you a quick 90.
The movie.
Oh, yeah. Hey, either one.
A long beat.
Good opener.
Yeah, you're really coming along.
All right, fine. I'll do the short version.
Hey, honey, Colin's being funny again. I have to give him my critique.
Colin shrugs off the slate. In a minute now.
How about that coronavirus? So much for airplane food, because the airplanes aren't flying anymore with people in the, in the air.
Is this a real question?
Joey, come on.
Sorry, my bad.
I was about to punchline.
I didn't know.
I knew what was going on.
Well, because of the coronavirus, airline jumps can't happen anymore.
Colin pauses for the laugh. But it never happens. Is this the news?
Yeah, I kind of feel pulled to one side.
Here, this one's good. I thought of it yesterday in a moment of sin.
Whoa. What? Yeah.
I remember this.
It's just funny. The best thing that's happened to me in my life so far is not the dying part. That'd be a real showstopper.
That's good. I like that.
I like it. Yeah.
Anything were to happen, it'd be right now, then that's... What am I saying here? That's where I...
You start rambling. Yeah, you basically go into this really dark, depressing rant.
Okay. But if anything were to happen, it'd be right now, then that's where I slip my neck and fall to the ground and probably died a horrible death in front of all the audience because they can't, live through, though I wouldn't.
Joey and Nathan are dazed. Colin saddens. They applaud him. Colin smiles and then bows. They stop applauding. Okay, are we done?
Yeah, I got a scoot.
Joey and Nathan leave.
Yeah, that's all.
Cool.
Colin sobs his eyes out. Cut to black, the end. Folks, you just experienced Colin's first read-through of his own script.
First read-through.
Whoever wrote this was so funny.
I know.
I do like how he was reacting, cracking up the stuff that he himself wrote. Like he was reading it for the first time.
So, what if it's just like we get through the first joke, a couple of takes, and then we graduate onto the second joke, and then that third one, and each segment is focused on at a time?
Yeah, we'll do scenes. Okay.
Rather than doing the whole thing all at once. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And so they did. Stay tuned for part 2.